Yeah, it was relatively, honestly, it was not like rocket science. It was mostly media mix optimization. Well, a combination of media mix optimization, conversion rate optimization. So I'll talk about the conversion rate stuff first because it's maybe easier. Um, we reoriented our web team to be much more focused on partnering with the growth team on driving results. So, like when I joined, I think in the first 6 months or so, I don't even know if we did one conversion rate experiment. Now we have so many queued up that we couldn't do any more because we just don't have enough traffic to like get to stat sig, and so they're just backed up. And we're about to launch a massive homepage experiment. We're always doing pricing page experiments. It's like 90 page experiments. And so our conversion rate has improved quite significantly. And then on the media side, the first thing was just going like, what is our media mix and what do we think it's driving? We were investing a lot in Facebook, a lot in YouTube. And at the time, the team were like, oh, yeah, it's driving conversions. If you look in Facebook or you look in YouTube, at
Yeah,
their
of course.
attribution, it's like, of course, it's
Yeah.
saying that. Let's
Yeah.
let's see what happens when we actually
Yeah.
ended up, yeah, basically, which is kind of wild. We went from a place where I think our paid search was about 30% of our investment. Paid search
Hmm.
is now like 95% of our investment.
Yeah. It's the
Um,
highest intent channel, right?
Highest intent, but also the most measurable. And as a result, you're able to optimize. If you can't really
Yes.
measure the thing, you can't optimize it. It's just like, it's a bit
Hmm.
of a, let's hope. Um, and then within the paid search, that got us kind of half the way there just by like channel mix. And then within then paid search, we implemented uh, so a lot of like heads of the kind of growth or media or whatever companies will say, oh, it's a portfolio. So as a result, don't double click and look down at the ROI at the campaign level. Kind of like,
There's
yeah,
some magic formula where it all fits
it's a
together, Shane.
portfolio. Just
Yeah.
look at the total
Yeah. Yeah.
outcome. Like, yeah, wait a second. If I've got a portfolio, if my investment manager says, we've got a portfolio of investments we're making here, I'm not okay that like half of them are terrible return and half are good return. I'm going to stop doing the terrible return ones. Like, and so what I'd encourage any head of marketing to do is like basically like decile your campaigns into what are the top 10%, 20%, all the way down in buckets of ROI, and then have a chat with the team. Like how many of our campaigns are like in the like above one ROI, or let's say how many are two, if that's the goal, 2x LTV to CAC. Great, evergreen, keep those going. How many are above one? Okay, well we need to optimize those. At least they're not burning. How many are below one, and how many are like below like 0.5? And then you need to make sure that the ones that are below one, that like they have to be tests. You have to have a theory of how you're going to optimize them to be positive. And if you can't over a certain time period, turn it off. And then you have to agree what you're willing to put into those lower ROI ones. And so by doing that, we were basically able to pretty dramatically improve our ROI while also turning our new customer growth around. So when I joined March of the year I joined, our new customer volume grew 4% year over year. And this March it grew 34% year over year with a half the CAC. And so like that's wild. Like I do think the last year's comp was on top of the pandemic pop in March before, so it was a hard comp. So it's a little bit like kind of choosing your stock to make you look good, but we are in marketing, so um, but yeah. So I think combination of media mix optimization and then conversion rate optimization. The one area that we've not done a good job on yet, which is the next one to pick at, is when I was at Petty Power, I talked about the 3 C's of marketing. There's coverage, meaning like your media mix. Where are you getting coverage? How are you optimizing that? Um, there's clicks. How are you improving the way that people are interacting with your ads and these conversions? So we've done a good job on the coverage side, like media mix optimization and conversions, like landing page conversion, whatever. The clicks part, we've not done a great job of like making sure that our creative and ads are really well written or designed incredibly well and those sort of things, such that we improve the number of people that actually engage with the ad to land on the landing page. And so that's the next sort of big opportunity area for us.
Super insightful. One of the just to kind of build on this, one of the challenges, or one of the mistakes I often see a lot of people make, particularly in paid search, given yours is 95% of the budget, is that they try and exceed the ceiling of what search can deliver. There's obviously a finite amount of harvestable demand and search volume per month. So they reach that, whatever, 85, 90%, whatever the magic number is, search impression share, and they try to go beyond it, and then you exponentially increase your CPA. So I guess the challenge is, common sense, media mix. Let's just try and spend the most money into our top ROI campaigns and then kind of cascade down. I don't know if you've seen that in your own career, people trying to push beyond that ceiling.
Yeah, well, I think that's, yeah, as you go, the longer tail keywords and everything, intent drops, right? Like, of course, you're going
Yeah.
to be on web design software, but you do drop intent as you go longer tail. I think we've been fortunate enough that we have a pretty solid demand outside the US as well. And so there's a big opportunity for us to start investing in those other countries, which meant that there was a lot more sort of crap to sow, I suppose. But it's true to say, this is why I had the conversation with the our head of finance and our CRO, which is like, yes, this ROI is sustainable, but we're not going to keep growing at above 50% year over year as a company if we're just focused on maintaining an 8-month payback period. And so that's where the like investing in these like test campaigns, but also the brand is critically important. Like you ultimately do need to invest in the brand so that you kind of get in front of a broader audience, and you aren't just harvesting existing intent, you're creating intent. So that's what we need to do next.